Hello there, Pop Pop.
Hello there.
How are you?
I am well. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm feeling free
Free.
to be me.
Well, free to be me is always a good thing.
Everybody's free to feel good.
I do like that song.
Alternate, right?
This is not a trivia question, is it? Yeah.
In a room?
In your room.
This is a studio.
Oh, excuse me. You know, it really is a studio. With its new design and everything.
I'm gay. It's been like 80 designs in the last few weeks.
It has. In the last few weeks?
Hello there, Pop Pop.
Hello there.
How's it going?
It's going well. Thank you so much for having me today.
Oh, you know what? Every day it's a pleasure.
That's exactly how I
The
feel.
pleasure principle. Oh.
I cannot do Janet. You are pretty well. Except for our son is screaming at the moment, so something must be going on with the dog out there.
Take 72. Hello there, and welcome to Pink Milk, your Star Wars podcast for us superfans.
And those of us who are forced to listen to them.
Today is someday, and someday we're still gay, and we're proud of it, so we're celebrating.
We're here, we're queer, and we're laughing every minute of it.
And we're in your ear. Are you ready, Thomas?
I'm ready.
Let's drink up.
Let's drink up.
Hello there, Pop Pop.
Where are you? I don't see you. Hello?
Hello.
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 Welcome back.
Can I see your handsome face, please?
Hello.
We are holding our little soundboards, and I can't see my beautiful husband's face.
Well, my direction was to hold it, so I put it in front of my face.
Hello there. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome. If you're new here, welcome.
Hello.
Today, I'm your host, Brian. With me, as always, is my better half and your better host, Thomas.
Hello.
Who normally I can see, but I can't.
Peekaboo.
How's the week going, Pop? How's the week been going?
Well, from what I can see of it, it's going pretty well. Actually, it was a pretty busy week.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think-
Very busy weekend. Stolen by our children, as you know.
Yeah, I think
Lots of sports.
I think we said that last week, right? They're all in basketball. They're all in 3 different age groups, so they're camp, basketball.
Multiple times, different locations, same times, different locations.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was a busy weekend. It's gone very quickly.
It was. Speaking of more fun, though, and another 10-year-old child, which, wait, we don't have any 10-year-olds right now.
Not that I know
Not
of.
anymore. What were your thoughts about Kenobi? And just a reminder for all of us listening, husband and husband, we will be talking about Obi-Wan Kenobi in July.
I actually thought it was a really great episode.
It might
I'm trying
be...
to remember what happened, though. It was 3 days ago. That's how busy the weekend's been.
Hey, babe.
Yeah.
People have been listening to you for almost 3 years. We know that even if it was a very slow weekend, you'd go, I don't really remember much about
Well, I
it.
do have a famous line. Do you know what it is?
In one
An
ear
ear and out the other. When you have 3 kids, that's what you have to do. Let it in one ear and out the other.
If you hear all that noise, it's just Tom messing with the soundboard.
If you hear it, my suggestion is you let it in one ear and out the other. I'm trying to get my hands around this foam. It's a pretty cool noise. Welcome to Pink Milk, everybody.
ASMR.
No, it's not our first episode, but thank you for listening.
It's not our first episode.
No, it's not. So we're just playing with some foam. It's fun. You should try it.
Oh my God.
What?
It's Pride Month. Before children, I think I've been to quite a number of foam parties. Remember foam parties?
Oh, good times.
How many?
You always smelled disgusting after.
You did. Is it like, do foam parties exist for straight people in their 40s, 30s, and 40s too? Or is that like exclusively
Or
gay
since
men?
COVID. I don't know the answer.
Like, that just seems like such a gay dude thing to do. Like, it's 2 a.m, we're in a bar drunk, basically naked
That's
in
not
foam.
true. They were having a foam party for the kids after they got
Kids.
out of school.
Kids.
Kids and gay men. They all like to have fun.
All almost the same.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so Kenobi was pretty great, huh?
It was.
I liked it a lot. It might be my favorite episode so far.
Good.
Like, it was very, it was a turning point for Obi-Wan, and it was great. We had a really wonderful discussion on After Dark. So if you didn't catch the live stream, it's on YouTube right now.
Or if you don't remember the episode, you should definitely go and watch the live stream.
That's true. Even though, actually, you know what? Our streams, our show is not good if you haven't watched something. We're not one of those podcasts that like recaps everything. We assume you've seen it. And we have a conversation. Exactly. Exactly.
Especially if you have a podcast.
Unless you're forced to listen, then you can kind of like be
Skate on through.
Yeah.
Show up. What are we talking about today? Yeah, whatever I want. I am kidding, of course.
Kind
I
of.
get a couple of minutes notice.
I can't believe you always throw me under the bus for that. Which is completely not true.
Hey, honey, I still don't even know what we're talking about today.
Well, because this is all we're talking about today, because I had a wonderful conversation with our friend Rebecca.
I know you did. I was playing.
Rebecca is amazing. I love them. They've been on the show once before last year. They're a fan artist, and we were talking about fan art on After Dark. I think it was a year or two ago. And they're great. And this is a one-on-one, so I got to know them even more. And honestly, they're an anthropologist. They're an archaeologist. So we had that
Lots
in common.
in common, for sure.
Yes. Understands pink milk. The episode starts with queer chaos, and it's zany. Then we have a real conversation about like queerness in the workplace and
What?
breaking binaries and all. And here's more pink milk. I'm having this I loved Rebecca. They're amazing, and I'm having a heart, and Tom's like tonguing his his microphone over here.
Wow, let's give away all our tricks here at the Pink Milk Podcast. They should only know that we have a screaming kid in the other room.
Oh my god, yeah. If you hear any crying, this weekend's also been taken over by Pokemon. If you're a parent or a child who had Pokemon and siblings, you probably remember all the fights that happened. So they just got their Pokemon back. They had not had
After
them.
almost probably a year of removing them from them.
Because it was so bad. And then they finally got them back yesterday, and I just took them away. I caught them all.
Not even a full 24 hours. Literally. Not even a full 24 hours. It was late in the day.
You know, I'm the Ash Ketchum of the family. I caught them all in one foul swoop, and they are taken away again because I'm not dealing with the fighting. Stealing, crying,
It's the stealing.
accusatory
Well,
behavior,
they're learning,
language.
yeah, but they're also learning how to barter and, how to figure their way through things. It's the stealing part that's a problem.
Look, it's more than just the stealing. It's Pokemon.
It's Pokemon.
It's wrong. You shouldn't.
And it's got to go.
You shouldn't catch these animals. They're just out trying to live their best life, and then we decide that we should be able to own them, put them in a little ball. They don't shoot them, honey. They catch them.
What do they do to them?
They catch them in their little red and white balls, and then force them to fight one another in arenas for entertainment.
Okay.
They get them electrocuted. They have psionic blasts.
I have to say I know nothing about Pokemon. I made it through all of my life without ever knowing anything at all, and I still don't really know other than he's a yellow little thing.
Well, that's Pikachu.
Is that part of Pokemon?
Yeah, you've seen the movie. Detective Pikachu.
Did I stay up? I mean, I may have been there, but I wasn't probably there.
Hold on, let's rewind to about 2 minutes ago. In one ear and out the other. Well, you know what, everyone? And Thomas, when you listen to this later, don't let my wonderful conversation with Rebecca in one ear and out the other. Hello there, everyone, and we are back with one of my favorite guests that we've ever had, Rebecca, aka Pencilscratchin. Bradley, this is for you. Rebecca,
Bradley!
hello.
God, you're gonna make me blush over an audio format. I'm gonna blush so hard that the listeners are gonna feel it.
I love it. I love it. We stand a blushy. We stand a blushy.
Yeah, it's because I'm transparently pale. People, you guys don't. I'm like behind a white wall right now. I'm just blending in.
You know what? I can feel you because I am the same way. You're listening, but if you've ever watched After Dark, I have to up the saturation on my camera because I'm married to a second generation Irish person, so they're supposed to be see-through, right? Like
Yeah.
Irish are all like what are the bottom sea creatures? You know, they don't see sunlight and they're like translucent.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be that. He's not. He's darker than me, and I am always see-through. It does not matter where I am.
Or what time of year it is.
Yep. Actually, I think I get darker in the winter. I think the sun doesn't tan me, it bleaches me. That's what happens. So I feel you. We're good.
Relationship. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So welcome
I'm so excited to be here.
I love it. I love it. Thank you. I really do adore you. 2 hits and it'll fit. Or anything fits. Whatever your quote was. Still makes me giggle.
I remember when I said that on air, I had like this out-of-body experience where I was like, oh, I just said that to a group of people I just met. I was like, awesome.
Well, if there's a better group of people to say it to.
I know. Hey.
I find myself saying that a lot on air when sometimes I share things. I think just a few weeks ago, I pulled a bottle of poppers out of my drawer live on air, and I was like, wow. Did I just do that? I'm like, it's going slow motion as I'm pulling it out of the drawer. I'm really about to put this up on camera, aren't I? Oh, yep, I'm doing this. Okay. Thank God I'm old.
The children. You gotta educate them.
You know, I do feel it is Pride Month. We do have, like I say it all the time, the overwhelming majority of our listenership are straight allies. So I really find, we're going to have a really wonderful conversation about being queer in the workplace. That's important. Yeah, sure. Maybe, kind of.
Ew.
But, poppers, that's the real work of queer people. Like that to me, like it doesn't make it on a t-shirt at Walmart, but it's the real work.
Yes. I remember when my cousin, I have a little cousin, Lauren, she just went to college this past year. And she was like, what advice can you give me? And I was like, well, Lauren, you're the kind of straight person that gay people are going to want to hang out with. So you need to know what a popper looks like. I was like, if somebody gives you something that looks like a 5-hour energy, it is not a 5-hour energy.
It's a 30-second energy. That's what it is. But it's better than that 5 hours. It's really great.
Any hole is a goal.
3-point shooter too. That's my viewpoint. Or wait, in football, do you get 7 points in football?
I don't know. I'm gay.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I just my children are all in basketball right now. So my summer vacation is 6 days a week of basketball practice / games. It's great. And my son was teasing me because my son made a goal and Jack told me, Dad, this is basketball. It's a basket. I was like, oh, I don't know. And I was like, you have a gay dad. I don't know anything about sports. It's obvious.
Gotta meet me halfway here.
Yeah. I'm at a sporting event. Like, that's about as far as I could go.
You'll be like, I'm going to give you a standing ovation at the end.
Exactly. Yep. Mm-hmm. I got my pom-poms out. I got it all. I'm here.
Incredible.
Okay, well, we are 5 minutes in, and I haven't even asked the most important question yet. Who's Rebecca? Who are you for those that may not know who you are?
You asked me this on Pink Milk, too, and it gave me an existential crisis then, and it gives me one now. I always say, I'm like, oh, God. I think Rebecca is trying their best. That's who Rebecca is.
Oh, my God, I love that.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, but for genuine Googling purposes, I'm a fan artist online. I do a lot of stuff. I do Star Wars. I do Star Trek. I do basically whatever I just watched last, and I'm an archaeologist in the Midwest, which I bring up only because it's going to come up later. So you don't think that, it comes out of nowhere. It's like I do art in my free time, and then I dig up bones for money. So
I love it. You're like a real George Lucas.
In a lot of ways, I think a lot of people look at me and they go, "That's a lesbian George Lucas," and I go, "Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The beard's not quite as thick. You can't see this, but we're working it.
I'm working it. I'm trying to grow it in."
I don't know. I don't remember if I told you this before, but I was an anthropology major in college too.
I love. This is just two anthropologists going to talk. We're actually just going to talk about Durkheim for the rest of this podcast.
There we go. I love it. I studied primatology and early human evolution. That was like kind of what I was I was really into teeth. Like really like way into teeth. I thought they were amazing. Some of that is now not in my brain since I graduated college in 2005, and I don't really use it all the time, but it's there, and I love anthropology.
Oh yeah, it is a wonderful science. There is so much. I always encourage people to actually because I think a lot of times people like anthropology, but they don't know what they like is anthropology. They'll think it's like sociology or history, and I'm like, no, what you like is studying cultures. That is anthropology. What you like is like prehistory. What you like primatology. Like it is such a big field that I think people get intimidated by it, but it's there's a lot there, and you could find something you love in it. I'm now a spokesperson for the anthropology department.
Same. No, like hard same. When I was in college, I started off as an English lit major, and I was going to minor in Japanese because I wanted to write animation and comic books. I was like, I'm going to get in because I know Japanese, and I can like go to Japan and figure out how to talk to like animators, right? This was the early 2000s, so animation and comics were not respected. I think I would have had a very different experience now than back then. But it was not going well at all. I hated it. I felt like I was not fancy enough for any of these English lit people, and it was not my scene at all. No tea, no shade to all of them, but I'm not intelligent enough to be an English lit major. And I saw this class in it was, the little program book, whatever it is when you sign up for classes. And it was called Bones, Stones, and Human Evolution. I was like, shut the door. Like, you can study this?
Love it.
And so I took it. I saw my first fossil, and I was hooked. I was like, nope, this is it. I'm done. I fell in love.
Love it. I love because that's exactly how I fell into it. So I love stories like that, which is like completely accidental. And they were like, oh, wait, no, I've wanted to do this my entire life, actually.
Yeah. Oh, I've learned it just like... For me, I don't know if this is gonna be the same for you, but like explained how I thought about things already, and now I actually had an education to help like bolster that thought process and add more nuance to it.
Completely, yeah.
Especially, again, if it was now, I would have loved to have like studied queer history from an anthropological perspective and like really try to get to the answer or a answer of why queerness exists.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's like fascinating.
It's a growing field. Like there's tons of people that I went to school with that were like going into it. And I know that like some more papers are starting to get published in like big anthropology journals that's like actually focusing on like, queer culture as an actual culture, not just as an offshoot of like, American culture or British culture or anything, which I think is important because I think like the queer experience is not like there is specifics to where you grew up clearly, but then also there is this shared experience that you can actually study cross-culturally. Oh God, sorry, we got really into the weeds there, guys.
No, whatevs. I'm sorry. Everyone listen, because you're about to get an education. And I feel like I'm with all my Pink Mill co-hosts who are far more intelligent than I am, and I'm gonna mumble my way through and go, yes, actually, indeed, correct. Assertion. That's about as like
when I listen, I have to pause to look up a word that M said.
Every time I do this, the camera means I don't know what she's talking about, but it sounds great. I love her so much. Oh my God, she's the greatest. Yeah. Question. Look, we're already going off topic because I love this. Like, we're already in it. I feel like this has been something this year, and it stemmed from one line from a movie that looks great. I think it's called Bros. It looks hilarious. It looks like it's probably gonna cause a lot of strong reactions from queer people in the best way, I think, because I don't mind ruffling feathers from time to time and being a little antagonistic. It's fun. It's great. But there's a line, and we all know during Pride Month, love is on every T-shirt, every card, every tie,
everywhere,
every side of the sunglasses, everywhere, right? It's everywhere. And I think I've been starting to feel this way the last 4 or 5 years, especially. I brought this up last week. As a 40-something-year-old gay man who's now married and has 3 children, I don't know where I belong again. I feel kind of lost in gay culture, which is fine. I have my family and that's all I need. But there's not a lot of us. And I don't really know if I like the expression love is love anymore. And there's this line in this thing, love is love. He's like, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
We're different. And I'm like, you know what? We are different. And it goes back to that universal cultural cross-continental whatever. See, I'm trying to sound smart. It's not working, but
hey, you're fooling me. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. Of queerness, we're not the same, and people are different. And I feel like I want to start celebrating people's differences and not putting a hierarchy to that differences, but we're not the same. All of our experiences, all gender experience is different from one another. We're not going to be able to relate to everything. And it goes back to, I remember a Don Johansson. You'll probably know him. He's the man who discovered, because he's white and was the one leading the thing, right? So he discovered Lucy.
We all know it was Mary Leakey. We all know.
Yes, exactly. But, who are the Leakeys? No one knows the Leakeys. We don't know anything about footprints. We don't know about that. No tea. I love you, Leakeys. Okay.
We love you, Leakeys.
Yeah, I had a class with Don Johansson. It was so crazy that Don Johansson knew my name at one point in time. I was like, this is kind of cool.
Subtle flex, subtle anthropology flex.
Exactly. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds played every time you walked into his office. And, he was borderline arrogant, but he was really nice. Anyways, I was in a class with him. 2 things that he said that have nothing. I'm going to circle back. It will make sense in a second. But one thing, he's like, think about life as a 1,000-page book. And human existence is only existed on the last period of that last page. And so we think we're all of these things, but we were so small in the history of the planet Earth. And there's so much more to come. It was a very mind-blowing thing for me. It was amazing, freed me from so much stuff. But in the 90s and early 2000s, the mixing pot was this very way of thinking how the world should exist. We're a big mixing bowl. And he was like, no, I like to think of us as a salad bowl. Because all of these things don't blend together. They're very different. Everything has a very unique flavor. But when you put them all together, it all works. But you can still taste the individual flavors of whatever's in that salad, right? And I really kind of like that. And I feel like maybe, again, I've been saying this a lot too. I'm in my 40s. Maybe I'm turning into stuck in my ways a little bit kind of thing. I don't know. But I'm really interested in celebrating all the differences and not trying to pretend like we're all the same.
I agree. We're not. Yeah, I think the problem I've always had with love is love, because I know it comes from a good place. Because
yes, 100%.
Yeah, but I think it's kind of this idea of a lot of times allies are advocating for equality and not equity. So those things, everyone has to be the exact same at the same level and view everything. Our lives, the way that we experience the world, the same, and their idea, that's equality. If we all have the exact same experience, that's the best. But in my mind, equity is more we are all living our own experiences and navigate the world in different ways, and we experience like the same emotions, love, differently, and that different should be celebrated and should be valued the same, but it is not inherently the same, if that makes sense. So it's
Love
like,
it.
yeah, like I think exactly what you were saying. It's like it's not the mixing pot, it's the salad, because there are different flavors, but all those flavors are good. I love a cherry tomato. I love some ranch, and I want to be able to taste that. I want to be able to taste that iceberg lettuce. Like, I don't know.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because of course you love ranch. Of course you love ranch. Stereotypes are alive and well.
I could go into my fridge right now and get my like family size thing of ranch that is just for me. My roommate / brother does not use ranch at all, but I'm like, gotta pick it up, gotta get it.
Yep. It's a lesbian necessity. It's just like, there we go. Well, I like 2 X chromosomes. I also like ranch. That's just what happens.
Hey, look, I came out in the Hidden Valley, I got radicalized at that really long picnic table from the commercials.
Paul Newman's my uncle.
I was gonna say Herbie Milk passed me some butter. Like
Oh my God, we're already off the rails. I love it. Thank you. This is great. Oh my God.
To be fair, we began the podcast talking about papas, so like we were never on the rails.
That's okay. There we go. And it is Pride Month. If there's any time that we're allowed to be off the rails, it's now. So it's our month.
Call me Ozzy Osbourne, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Stupid.
So, okay, talking about cultures and all this, because you're a guest, so I'm going to allow this because I'm a wonderful host. Star Trek. Please don't make me say it twice. So Star Trek, I can't even say it. It's like the W automatically follows.
Is it
Star
giving
Trek
you like acid reflux?
It is. And I'm not proud how I interact with Star Trek. I'm not proud of it.
So petty.
But it's also not going to change. Like, just not going to happen. I can't. It's nope. Nope. I might be dead. Anyways, I know it's basically anthropologists in space. Yeah. Star Wars, this is something we've been talking about with Obi-Wan, and one of my favorite parts of Kenobi, which is just, oh my God, brilliant. I am so in love with it. But what I think has been missing a little bit in Star Wars since the sequel trilogies are the aliens. Like, aliens feel like a special guest star. They for me have been feeling like they exist in the world. And Obi-Wan and Star Wars Resistance did a great job of just like aliens just existed in the world. And Obi-Wan's doing the same thing. There isn't like a special camera pan. We're not pausing on anything. They're just there. And I think it helps build the galaxy and all the different flavors in the salad bowl in a really, really wonderful way that I'm glad we're getting back to that.
Completely.
And I'm curious if any of that is what leads you into these fandoms of Star Wars and the other star something. I told you I will not say it again. I'm only going to say it once. So the other star.
Gene Roddenberry's Public Enemy #1 on PayPal. That bastard.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's so, like, it absolutely has like a huge, I mean, like kind of tangentially to this, I love sci-fi because it kind of gives us these like thought experiments, it's like, what if there was a culture where like, this happened and this happened and this happened. Like, that's what really appeals to me about sci-fi is it's the ability to tell human stories through a different lens, and that's like I think where Star Wars is at its strongest. Like, it's why I'm loving Kenobi so much, is because it's like, it's not really an action series. It is like a in-depth character study. And to me, I'm like, oh my God, thank you.
Oh,
like,
1000%.
I love action. I love explosions and everything. But first and foremost, I think the things that are actually going to like age the best are the stories where it's like, we're looking at this deeply broken man try to heal at all from like this hugely traumatic experience. And like, when you put it like that, that could be 1,000 different movies and 1,000 different books, you know? And it, you know, it is about this space wizard who's like apprentice turned into like, you know, a fascist or whatever. Like, like, you know, when you look at the details, yeah, it seems so otherworldly and so like intangible. But when you actually break it down, it's like this very human experience, which I love. And then also through his interactions with the world, we get to see like these cultures just kind of existing. They don't need to have explanations. It's just like the aliens in Tatooine, they live there and they act like they do because that is where they're from, you know? Like, instead of walking us through every aspect of their culture, we just get to look at it.
Yep.
Yeah. And it was my favorite parts of the Book of Boba Fett as well was the interactions with like the Tuskens and like that. Like, I think that's when the series was at its best. And then everything else just kind of felt like a little muddled because it didn't have that strong basis in like cultural exploration and character exploration, you know?
100%. Like, it's no secret, I was not a huge fan of that show. Like, was it fun? Yes. Was it great? Possibly. But like the Tusken story, that was the story that the whole show should have been about. Like, that's what was good. Because I agree with you. Like, I mean, I love the pew pew pews in Star Wars. It's a good time.
Yes.
But that's not what made Star Wars last for 50 years. It's the moments of like, look, we had an epic lightsaber battle in The Empire Strikes Back. And the part that we walk away from is I'm your father. And then the reaction and the no, because that's where the emotional gut punch is. Then we go back to like Leia opening her eyes and that connection. It's not about the fact that they have special powers that allow them to sense one another. It's that they're bonded in such a way because of their shared experiences over those last few years that they are like connected. Yeah. It's Leia sharing the biscuit. I talk about this all the time because it's my favorite moment in Star Wars when she shares the biscuit with Wicket. And it's that single act of human kindness that won the war. It wasn't all the spaceships. It wasn't all that. It was like, it's these little moments. It's the way Obi-Wan looks at Luke when Obi-Wan's about to go. And like that trust in him that he's going to carry this through, that he finished his, and now we look at it and he's looking at not only Luke, and now he's also looking at Leia and he's like, I did what I needed to do. It's like so amazing. And that I'm with you 100%. Like the fact that this is a slow burn character show, like it is feeding my soul. I just talked about this last night. Like, I still don't feel comfortable saying this exactly because it sounds so, but like Obi-Wan Kenobi is making me feel like a Star Wars fan again. And I'm not a content creator, which is it sounds so weird, but like, I don't care about tweeting about it. I don't care. Like, I'm looking forward to hanging out with my friends on Friday nights to talk about it, but I'm internalizing it so much because it like, I love it so deeply. And I like right now I'm very protective of it and how I want, like, before I share it with everybody and get too many thoughts about it, I want to know my relationship with it. And then I want to share if that makes sense. And it's so good.
It's like I'm an Obi-Wan Kenobi stan. Like everybody knows I love that. I love that dude. I love that little bisexual. But like I'm just saying, Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's in the name. Oh, I just started to Ben Shapiro. Oh, it's actually right there on the wall. Like, what was it? Yeah, but I love Obi-Wan. So like I knew that I was probably gonna love this series no matter what. But I think it completely blew my expectations out of the water because it had the guts to just be like, we are like in the pilot with like the repetitive scenes of Obi-Wan finishing his day. I loved that because it was so human. It was like, yeah, he's surrounded by all these aliens, but it was like this sad man. And I love that it had the
Mhm.
guts to take that time to breathe with him and just like watching him live. And like, we don't need to have like, pew pew pews all over the place, because
Yep.
it's like, this is not what this story is about. And I hate to rag on Boba Fett because I love Boba Fett, but
It's
like the
okay.
series was like, I just feel like there were moments in it, like specifically when like Fennec wakes up with her like her what's it
Her
called?
robot tummy.
Yeah, her robot tummy.
Mhm.
Like, you remember that Barbie from the early 2000s that was like, you could open up the stomach? Like, it was like that. Like, I
Yep.
feel in a show like I feel like if that scene was in Kenobi, we would have gotten to see her reaction as a woman in like, yeah, a woman in a sci-fi setting, but like being refused that bodily autonomy. I think M said something like this on Pink Milk that was much more eloquent, but it was like, I think in a show like Kenobi, we would have gotten that breathing room to actually see her reactions. And that's what I like about the tone of Kenobi, is it's letting its characters feel, as where I think Book of Boba Fett was like, this happened, okay, now you know about it, we're moving on. And it just felt very like
1,000%.
Yeah,
We're talking about the opening of Obi-Wan, and now that we know like Tatooine was once covered in water, also brilliant and amazing, here they are like carving out the carcass of a gigantic stingray that we now know is probably there from when it was in the water, or they're sand stingrays. I don't know, but you're in this big epic setting, but it's nothing about that. You're watching this man who is risking his entire job to feed his horse once a day, and like sticking around and doing all that stuff, when we just saw this other person willing to let his like, he's so afraid that he's getting paid half his wage to support his family, but here's Obi-Wan taking care of a horse. And at the same time, we also say, nope, I don't care about this little girl. Like, I can't, that's not my mission. Like, dude, it's not your mission to take care of that horse either. Like, so we see all these things, and it's those little moments that are like, it's so good. It's not about space wizards. It's not about lightsabers. No. It's not about, those are like the sprinkles on like a really great cupcake. Like, but really, it's the tip. It's just the frosting. It's just on top. And it's all the stuff. Oh God, I love Star Wars. Oh,
it's anyways. So good. And as we know, the tip is never good enough. Am I right? Am I right, folks?
No. All the way down to the base. As far down as I can. If I can take more, then, right? I mean, that's what poppers are for.
Hey.
And if you really need it, you can use the aerosol ones, and you spray it in your little washcloth, and there you go.
That just feels like you're chloroforming yourself, though.
If that works too, no judgment here. We are a healthy, sex-positive podcast and Star Wars podcast. So
yes,
as long as you have consent, everyone plays safe. You know the rules. Let's do it.
Go with God.
Or don't. That's fine too.
Hey, none of my business.
I'm just kidding. That's that's. Like, how do you think, we touched on this a little bit with sci-fi in general?
Yeah.
And I've been joking around because every time I say there's a new Star Wars show, I say it's the gayest Star Wars show that we've ever had. But I actually think Obi-Wan might be the gayest.
Yeah.
And we queer code a lot on the show. Bad Batch felt like a very gay show to me, especially as I had an inability to watch that show as a non-40-something-year-old gay man who dealt with what, as a young child, I was too young to be around at the height of the AIDS epidemic, but it certainly was the shadow that loomed and was what I had to come out against. Yeah. If that makes sense. That was very much the culture in which I came out.
Yeah, and then you came onto that, yeah.
And the clones, it's just, and Camino, all of it. That's the only way I can watch that show. It hit me very deeply as a queer person, and that healing that is a continual thing, right? Is there something in Star Wars that has really helped you, like, as a queer person? Is there something that, like, you know what I mean, that helps, like, you latch onto and use as a metaphor to pull you through something?
Yeah, I think I've talked about this before somewhere, I can't remember, but like I hate. Oh God, I'm sorry. I keep bringing up Obi, but like, as I was born like post Titanic, pre Cher's first farewell tour. So it was like I'm young. I'm young. I don't want to like brag, but I'm young.
Yeah.
So I was born right when the prequels were coming out, and like I saw them in theaters, and I distinctly remember being in theaters and seeing Obi-Wan on screen, and like just wanting to look and act like him. And I didn't understand really what that meant. My parents like interpreted it as, oh, Rebecca has a crush on Ewan McGregor, and that was like a joke in my family for years. They'd be like, oh, it's Rebecca's boyfriend. It's like, no, I didn't want to date him. I wanted to wear linen and be ginger. And then I did it. But like, it was the first time I saw a character that was a man, but all of his traits were so, for lack of a better word, like feminine usually. Like Obi-Wan was a very soft-spoken, gentle caretaker of a character. And those are always things that were like women in media. But at the same time, he was like still like this badass, like lightsaber fighting, like like warrior. And it was the first time I saw a character that was able to kind of exist in both of those multiplicities and also have great hair. So like, that clearly, like, I think Obi-Wan, when I revisited Star Wars in my 20s, like that was really the moment that I was like, oh, in a lot of ways, he kind of awoke in this sort of discomfort in binaries in me, And I don't think I gave him like credit for that in that in the moment. But like looking back on it, I was like, oh, Obi-Wan Kenobi made me a non-binary, didn't he? Son of a bitch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I love that. Thank you. Like, and during when we were at Celebration, Chase, shared a very similar experience with Rey, and it's just like, especially like we were just saying, I had to come out with under the shadow of the AIDS epidemic, and I know we have a long way to go. We really do, especially for our NB and our trans siblings. Like, we have a long way to go. But the fact that we are sitting here on the internet that also didn't exist back then, and I'm not that old. I am 43. It is not that old. But like at the same time, there's been so much change. And the fact that you can even share that story, that we like got to a point where that could even be a thought that might come across people's minds, is a moment for me to celebrate. And I personally choose June to celebrate.
Yes.
Like, we acknowledge things that need to go, but that's 11 months out of the year. Let's do it. But right now, like for me, I just think, and I even think about Tom, and I know I bring this up all the time, listeners, so I apologize, but I also don't, because I love it. Like, when we were together, like our life that we have now, was just not even, it just wasn't even a possibility, like at all. And in the 15 years that we've been together, like the world has changed so much, which is why it's scary that there's talks of people trying to take it away again. I'm like, really? Like I can't even imagine. But I love that Star Wars gives that to people, for sure. Like, I think Star Wars has never, I mean, I've shared this stuff before, but like as a product, a trigger warnings right now for anyone with sexual assault, but like as a product of rape myself, and being a victim multiple times, the story of Luke Skywalker and Anakin and Darth Vader has like really helped me accept all of those things and process of how I can heal from those things and continue to heal, because it's ongoing, that will never go away.
Yeah.
But like, I think until Din Djarin, like I never exactly related to Star Wars as a queer person specifically. Like, this other thing was the part that like like I think brought me to it. And then I met Din Djarin, I was just like, oh, this is like literally he is my story. Like, everything about it is my story. Like, and I'm so grateful that like younger people like you and Chase have this in, because that's where storytelling is so important. That's where it's beyond the pew pew pews. That like, can be really transformative.
Yeah.
Like, in a really amazing way. When you let a story like seep in and you don't just watch it, but you
Yes.
experience it, it can be a life-changing thing. It's
Absolutely.
it's so beautiful.
And I think I'm thankful because, like, kind of what you were touching on there, I think the culture around Star Wars has changed so much in those 15 years, you know? It's like now we have a little bit of space where those readings are no longer immediately cut down, you know? Like, I feel like even in my experience on the internet, because I started way too young, my parents should not have let me go to the library unsupervised. They should have been like watching what I was doing. Because, like, you know, I was like on LiveJournal and stuff, like when that stuff was creating. And like I remember the hostility that people approached queer readings with and everything. Like I was on, I'm sorry, Bryan, but I was on Star Trek live journals. And like at the time.
You're the guest, I'll allow it.
And I remember Star Trek is like a fandom that's always like the reason it still exists is because people read queer readings into it.
Yep.
So like in theory it should have been a very accepting queer space, but I even remember back then if you said Spock was gay you were like chased off the platform, you know. And I think now, and then when I began creating content online, I made a Luke is gay joke in like 2016 and people tried to dox me for it, which was like insane. Like they were like sending me like what college I went to and what lab I worked at. And I was like, bitch, you can find this on the internet. This is not impressive. But like, and then like now I think seeing so many people be able to like freely discuss the queer readings of Star Wars, it's just like, I'm so happy that we've gotten to that point. And we're not like fully there yet. There's still people who are going to like, you know, attack you for it. But I think what's great is there were people who will attack you, but there's also tons of people who will defend you. Not just queer people, but also our straight allies now are like, hey, this is a valid way to interpret this text, you know? Like there's this space, this format that is a lot more accepting than it was.
I mean, 1,000%. This whole podcast, like I feel like when I started it, I've been very open. I didn't think being a gay podcast would ever allow us to be remotely successful. It wasn't what I thought was going to be the thing that like also was its biggest identifier at all. I understand that now, but like we don't on Pink Milk, we don't talk about the pew pews very often. Like we really dig deep, and there's not, you know, no tea, no shade to anybody else. But there's not a lot of podcasts that I haven't found. Let me put it that way. Star Wars podcasts that dig deep on an emotional level. There are ones that talk the pews. We've got the trivia. We've got story structure breakdowns, all of which are brilliant. We have behind the scenes, but there's not a lot of shows that approach it the same way we do, and like how it emotionally impacts us and how queer readings help us understand our breaking gender binaries, like you know, healing from sexual assault. Like there's not a lot that do that, but like the fact that we're celebrated for those things truthfully is a really refreshing, eye-opening thing, because you're exactly right. Like the world is opening up, and I think Star Wars luckily has hit this point where like it can be more than just the pews. Those are all great, and that's all wonderful and so much fun. But it's more acceptable to go beyond those now. It's great. It's great. And I think thank you to The Last Jedi, because I feel like The Last Jedi, as much as it created division, it also opened things up, because The Last Jedi is the most introspective Star Wars that we had ever had. And we wouldn't have Obi-Wan right now without The Last Jedi.
Completely. Yeah. And like, you know, I'm like about The Last Jedi, but I also recognize, but like I recognize the fact that it was like, it took a lot of risks, and you've got to respect that. Like you, like just from a storytelling perspective, I think like it really like went on a limb, you know? And also it has my favorite Star Wars scene of all time when Rey FedExes herself to the First Order base. It's so funny, and I'm so happy they did that.
I have literally never heard it described as FedExing herself, but bitch straight up went priority mail. Next day air. She went next day air.
If it fits, it ships for a low flat rate. My favorite scene. I laughed so hard in the theater. A woman turned around and told me to be quiet.
Seriously, girl, this is Star Wars. Have fun with it. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's amazing. Yeah, you know, I love The Last Jedi. But for me, it wasn't a kids movie. And not that
Yeah.
I say that, but Star Wars is also not kids movies. It's a family friendly thing. But like, I think The Last Jedi was beautiful, but like my children have no interest in watching it.
Yeah.
And that to me doesn't feel Star Wars.
Yeah. I think at its core, it should be something that like gets kids excited, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree with you.
And that's it's really my only beef with, and it's not even a beef, but I'm just like that it missed the mark. It didn't check that box. And I think that is probably the biggest box that it needs to check because of things like breaking gender binaries. There's something inside of me that's always been there. Now it's awake. Talk about like every single queer person the night that we realized what we were and cried ourselves to sleep all night long. Well, maybe I'm assuming, does that still happen?
Yeah,
Does
that still happen?
Like,
yeah.
Like we know our life is going to be difficult. Like it's not going to be the same.
Yeah. I mean, I like came to terms with queerness like about 10 years. How old am I? Like 11 years ago. And, you know, like, I think even a lot has changed in those like 11 years. But like, yeah, I was still very like emotional. And I'm sure some of that was also because I was raised Catholic, you know, so there was like a lot of like Catholic guilt and Catholic weight about it. And like, at the same time, not to be too personal on the pod, but like at the same time, my family was going through, my oldest brother was an addict and was going through addiction. And like, that was really difficult in our family. So like in that same breath, it was like, I kind of had this perception of being like a disappointment. It was like a whole thing. And even when I came out, it was like my parents at the time were not the best, you know, they I'd always preached sort of acceptance, but I think it's very different when your child comes out, I think was how they were viewing it. So like they were not the best right off the bat. And they were like, you know, they've kind of painted it as a disappointment. But what I will say about my parents, who are wonderfully kind people, is that they did not accept their own bigotry and they actively worked. They read books about queerness. They read books about being a queer parent, you know. Like now my parents are these like wonderfully accepting and like true allies, you know. They really go to bat. They really make sure like everyone feels safe. And it's like, that's one of my favorite stories about them because it's like, it proves that like we as queer people don't choose to be queer, but you as a straight person, you can choose not to be ignorant, you know, like that is ultimately what it comes down to. But yeah, like I think there's still those sort of struggles, you know, and I'm sure that those still happen today. You know, I'm sure that there are still kids who are coming out and feeling terrified about it, you know, and I'm happy that there might be proportionally more that don't, but like there are still probably kids who are like waking up like in a cold sweat thinking about this.
Yeah. You know, the truth of the matter is, I mean, I'm with you. I hope it's easier. Like when I remember when I thought I was going to die of AIDS. That's what I had to wake up to. I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to live that long because being gay means you're going to have AIDS. And that's just what happens. And you're going to be dead at 30. And it was a terrifying experience to talk about like being younger and trying to explore sexuality. But like, I was terrified to have sex at the same time. It was like, it was awful. It was awful. And some of that still like honestly still haunts me today. Like I am very hypersensitive to those things. And I think a lot of people, especially gay men my age, it's there. And as much as we want to like educate ourselves, I understand, but like there's just so much, and some of it's probably shame, to be totally honest. There's still shame attached to it. I wish it wasn't there, and it's completely messed up that it's there, but it's there. But even today, every queer kid, the overwhelming majority of us, we're the only ones in our family like this.
Yeah.
You know, and so like we come out and we know we're already alone. We already know our parents, our siblings aren't going to understand us all the same way. And I think sometimes as I've gotten older and maybe now that I'm a parent myself, I think sometimes that's where our parents, not all of them, but like supportive parents, that's where they come from. It's like, oh my God, my child is going to have to go through all of these things.
Absolutely.
And instead of wrapping their arms in a hug around us, they push us away so they can figure out how to support us later, if that makes sense. And I think it's hopefully in those situations, sounds like your parents, maybe that's what it was. It was from a good place. It was not helpful to you, I'm sure, at the time. It was probably actually quite harmful, but
ultimately, I think they got to that point because, like, it just took them time. And, like, yeah, we inundated them because, like, I only have one straight brother and I'm one of 5.
Yep.
So it's like we ended up, like, really just, like, dunking them in the deep end. So, like, Mike and Mickey, God bless them.
Yep. I think, but I think that's, and I remember I've shared this too, and oh my God, it made me feel so horrible. But like when we first started having kids, I was like, oh my God, I hope they're not gay. And the minute that came out of my mouth, I was really depressed. And it was like, it was that same shame of all the years of being told I can't be a parent because I'm just going to, now we've gone back to the word grooming, which is a disgusting word, but I'm going to groom my children to be gay. And I didn't want to have to deal with that. And how selfish is that? Like, it's such a selfish and horrible thing, And I was like, the minute it came out of my mouth, I was really depressed and I had to work through it. Like and it's something that I never would have thought of. But now that I'm a parent, I just like, and I know how difficult it is to be queer. As liberating as much easier as it is now. There's other things. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want my kids to have to go through this. They've already got to like deal with being foster kids. They've already got to deal with being adopted. They've already got to deal with being an interracial family. Like I don't want to, but it's still horrible. Like it is a horrible feeling that I clearly am still like trying to like have my brain process through.
A lot of times we don't even realize how deeply we've internalized a lot of like the homophobia that we went through until it's just like a comment like that, it's just like it slips through and you're like, oh my God, have I been believing this all these years? Like you think that you're like at a point where it's like, oh, my queerness is like so inherently a part of me. Like, I'm so accepting of it. And then every once in a while, I think that trauma that we went through, like it is trauma, will rear its ugly head without us even realizing it. And sometimes that's good because it forces us to then grow, because it's like, I think as queer people, it's like, we don't just come out and then that's it. We come out and then we go through years and years of self-exploration and learning and expanding our idea of being queer and what that means to us and how we are queer in real life. And like, do we come out work? Do we come out to like your kids' friends? Like, like there were so many questions that you don't even realize that you internally have an answer to. Then when you're faced with those situations, you'll like say the first thing on your mind and you might just have to reevaluate. Like, I don't think that's right,
Oh my God, like honestly, this is why Love is Love is not the greatest thing. Because this is stuff that like I don't, and I could be wrong. I am not straight, but I do not think straight people internalize things exactly. Thank God. Yeah. I really mean that. Like, thank God. I love being gay. All the hard stuff too, but I really love being gay. I love
it's very fun, you guys.
Yeah, it's so liberating, and I love that I don't have to live by your rules. I can choose the rules of yours that I want to live in, but I don't have to if I don't want to. But like queer people, we internalize so much of ourselves. I think that's part of why a lot of stereotypically queer people are artistic and creative. I think there's so much in that we have to do. And then when you bring in a relationship, like there are two people that had their own trauma, their own way of dealing with things, and then those have to come together. Sometimes it is very different. I'm gonna talk to Tom in a few weeks, and I've never had this kind of a conversation with Tom on the podcast. And so like I think it's gonna be great because Tom and I came from very different places on how we dealt with that. The first few years, I don't want to say difficult because our relationship is very easy. Yeah. And has always been very easy, but like we came from very different places. Like maybe this is the Catholic school that he grew up in too. Like I am like a short. I was a twink forever, and there was like, and I came from, you're not going to tell me what to do in spite of all those things. I'm very much a middle finger up to you kind of person. And like, no, I'm going to do what the heck I want to do. Right. And Tom is very much, oh no, I'll just conform. You tell me what to do. Like Tom to this day is like, I wish I could have lived in the 50s. I'm like, as a gay person, he's like, you know what? I could have been in the closet. It's fine. I was like, really? But Tom like, that is how Tom is very like, and I guarantee you it's the Catholic school. Yeah. He's like, the nuns told us what to do, and that's what we did. And I thought it was great. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Like there were many years in my life where I desperate. And my brother had like a very similar experience, not to out Pat on the pod, but like we had these, like, we desperately tried to be straight, like, and we were so depressed because it, like, we just, that wasn't us, you know, but we tried. I tried to date men, you know, I tried to have sex with men. No offense, but I just don't see the appeal. God almighty, amen. But like, yeah, I think it is like that.
Hey, I joke around all the time. I think I'm gay because I'm lazy, and like all of the other bits just looks very confusing to me. And I'm like, and all I read about is how hard it is. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go over here because it's easy. I know what to do. Like 30 seconds, boom, we're all satisfied. There we go.
God. You know, but like, yeah, it was like I desperately tried, and I think that was a huge part of being like Catholic, and you know, like just so much of it was just like feel guilty all the time and try to conform to, like, be like everybody else, you know. So it was like those are things that I really had to walk through, and I'm still walking through, you know, like I'm still, because again, I'm so young, so like.
Wow. Not only are you bringing up Star Trek a lot, you also keep rubbing in my face that you're much younger than me. Thanks.
I just can't help it. I don't know. You know, I'm still wet behind the ears. I just learned how to walk yesterday. Like, it's like, oh, you know, my first baby teeth just came in. So, like there was like a lot of things that I'm still kind of figuring out how to operate, you know. And like a big part of it is like being queer in the workplace and what that means for me and how I'm like living that way, you know? So like that's been like right now in my 20s kind of like I'm pretty good with gender. I'm pretty good with sexuality. Now I'm focusing on like how to interact with other people with my sexuality and gender. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is that like for you? Because let's see, I have been at my current job for almost 8 years, and I work for a record store chain. So like we're already like not like any other job, right? It's
your cool job.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not cool, so I'm not sure how I got there. To this day, I still feel like I am not cool enough to be here. Like everyone's like, you know, it's Bob Dylan and Bruce Springsteen and like all. I'm like, I just want to listen to my like indie electronic artists, please. I like my trans artists and my queer artists. This is not cool, according to a record store. But
cool to me.
Cool to me. But I'm also, you know, a Star Wars nerd, so I'm not cool. But before that, all through after college, like my first career steps, I was all worked for local business. That's really all I know is locally owned business, which is inherently different than a lot of things also. But before I have the job that I have now, I was in a gay bubble. They were all like queer owned businesses. Our customer base was primarily queer. And so I knew everyone I worked with was gay. Like I knew even back then that I was in this bubble, but I spent all of my 20s, a good chunk of my 30s, like in this bubble. And so I knew that it wasn't the real world, but I didn't know how to exist in the real world. And then so I got, you know, my new career, and it's great and I love it. But I am definitely not like everybody else there. Yeah. And sometimes I don't feel like I'm treated the same way as everybody else. Sometimes I feel like there's a pressure and an attitude put on me that isn't there, but I feel like is a stereotype that is now placed. I don't think the majority, there might be a few. I don't think there's malice behind it, you know? Yeah. But I did bring it up because I was going through some hard stuff at work, and it was really, really difficult. And I had been wanting to talk about it for years, but talk about the shame of I felt like I was being discriminated against, but I didn't have enough self-worth as a queer person to say it because I spent years going, oh my God, I have to say this as a blanket statement, but I know it's not everyone. And I didn't have enough self-worth to bring it up. So I lived with it for years. Yeah. And it starts to eat at you. It's really, really hard. Right. Absolutely. And so I finally went to HR and had this big thing, and I just kind of said it. And again, I don't think this was malice on their part, but it quickly became about everybody else. And they were offended that I even brought it up. And I'm like, this is why I don't want to talk about it. You know, like, I mean, maybe a part of me is like, well, at least they're saying they don't feel this way. But also they're not asking me why I would feel this way. And it was hard. It was hard. I'm not going to lie. It was a very difficult thing. I'm still like in this spot. So I'm very curious to have this conversation with you specifically about like queerness in the workplace, because like, I don't even know how to navigate it. Oh, like I don't know how to navigate it at all.
And I think, you know, it's something that, and I don't want to like make it seem like straight people don't have like, you know, their finger to the pulse to queer issues, but I think it is genuinely something that a lot of straight people don't realize is still hugely relevant to basically every single queer person I've ever met. You know what I mean? Like, because I think in 2020 or 2021, I think it was 2020, like federally, we got anti-discrimination laws for queer identities, which is amazing. And that was like a great step forward. But I think a lot of straight people just assume that's like all discrimination ended in the workplace. And it's like, that's not the case, you know? Not just on a personal level, but like also on a structural and institutional level. We still have at-will laws, which is an employer can fire you for any reason that is not illegal. You know, it says that in the law, but as we all know, it's not like people like, they can say, oh, I fired you because you were late 2 times, but they're firing you because you're gay, you know?
And because because it just passed, there's no support. Like I brought this up when we were adopting, like it just passed in Arizona, right? Like that. And thank you, because it was actually our Republican governor that said we can no longer discriminate against this. Like marriage is now equal. You can't do it. I went through 10 or 15 adoption agencies that flat out said, no, we don't support same-sex couples. Yeah. It was illegal, but it was so new. No one's going to fight for us yet. And I'm sure it's the same thing at the workplace. Yes. Oh, no. There's still so much inherent prejudice towards us. It's just not going to happen.
And even if like at will is not applicable, we still also have right to work. And right to work is basically it's a statewide legislature that your state can decide if you are working a union job, you are not required to join that union. And employers really like that, because if you as an employer are not part of a union, you do not have the support of that union, making sure that you get paid correctly, making sure that you're not discriminated against in the workplace, making sure like they can just really betray a lot of liberties much easier when you are not part of a union in a union job. And it's particularly for queer people, if you are working a union job and you are not a part of that union, you do get discriminated against, it's going to be a lot harder for you to find that support and find, like, if you are a part of that union, you can go up to your representative, talk to them, they can give you the necessary resources to actually have change happen. But I think when you're on your own, it's so daunting, like you said, to go against the entire workplace environment, you know? And then also when, like, you and I don't work a union job, but, like, I work a job that is male-dominated, white-dominated, straight-dominated, you know? Yep. So it's like that office culture, even when the people are liberal, there's still that distinct otherness that you have to make the decision if you're going to expose yourself to, you know? Yep. I remember my first field school, because with archaeology, Bryan knows this, but for like listeners, with archaeology, before you can get like an actual job, you have to go through a couple of field schools just so that you learn how to do it. And like, you usually don't get paid. It kind of sucks, but like, you got to do it. And at my first field school, I remember I was maybe 20, you know, I was young. I was like, I'm going to be out at work and I don't care. And I was the only gay person at that job. And I was out and I thought it was all okay. And I remember one of my coworkers goes, "Hey, Rebecca, we're all gonna there's a blood drive this weekend and we were gonna invite you, but you probably can't come, right?" And I was like, "Why not? Like, I can come and donate blood." He's like, "Well, you're a lesbian. Lesbians can't give blood, right?" And he was like, I was like, excuse me? He was like, oh, because like gay people can't give blood, right? And that's like good because of the AIDS crisis. And I was like, I was in that position suddenly where it was like,
yep.
How am I supposed to respond to this? Because it was inappropriate for him to bring that up with me at a workplace. But also, I'm also at the workplace and I can't scream at him like I wanted to do because that would look negatively on me. And who is my employer going to support? You know, the straight white guy or the queer little lesbian in the corner, you know, like with a page boy. Like, who's like, you know, like you often will find when you're out in the workplace, even in accepting spaces, you will often find yourself in situations like that where you have to just swallow it, you know, and take it because you don't want to seem like the problem. And straight people don't always realize that's going on, and they don't know that there's a lot they can do to stop that. You know, I think straight allies, they have the opportunity to have that freedom. If you see a gay coworker have something shitty said to them and they don't respond for them. Step in, like be an advocate and be an ally. Like you are going to have that freedom a lot more than your queer coworker is, you know?
Yeah, because we're going to be labeled as the angry queer who we're never happy. We bend over backwards for you and you're still not happy. Like the angry queer coworker is a very real thing.
Yes.
Like, yeah. And honestly, at work, that was put on me from a lot of people. And I'm like, you know what? I really know who I am. To circle back to our constant internalization of who we are, I'm like, I am not an angry person. Like I laugh and have a good time. I take work very seriously. Sure, don't get me wrong. Like it's work.
Yeah.
But like, no. You're asking me to do this homophobic stuff, and I kind of said I don't feel comfortable doing this. That does not make me antagonistic. I don't want to like, no, you're actually really compromising like me. Yeah. And you wouldn't ask this of another person who you know, like, because we're still queer and we're the bottom of the barrel and like we're the dirt. Like I'm like I know that is such a horrible, but that's how we feel. Like you can see us and sometimes our allies think they're really great allies until like, oh my God, I need to sweep the dirt out before like the real big boss comes in and they'll sweep us out when it gets to be too hard. And that's not everyone. And honestly, I know some of our listeners who are great allies are now this Pride Month, I think, for the first time dealing with people going at them now for being supportive. And they're like, and thank God they're standing there. Like, but they're like, they don't know what to do. And I'm like, given the best advice, I'm like, I've dealt with this my whole life. Like, this is what I would do, you know, but they're not backing down. And I'm like appreciative of that. But like the workplace stuff, it's really, really, really difficult. I mean, like right down to when I got married, which, you know, when I first started my job, I was not legally allowed to get married.
Yeah.
Then Tom and I got married. Every single other person who's been married got cards and flowers. Did I get that? Nope.
No.
Every time that anyone in upper management or in the corporate office had a child, how many cards did I have to send? How many emails did I have to read about congratulations? I had one, not two, but 3 children when I was there. Did I get any of that? No. Yeah. And like, how else am I supposed to interpret that? I am an other. I am different. You know, either my kids aren't valid because they weren't newborns when they came to me. I don't know. Like, what is it? My marriage, was it not valid because we were together for a long time? I don't know. Like, okay. You know, when in 2021, when our Supreme Court justices decided like, hey, I don't know if this marriage equality is actually a constitutional or let's revisit this. One boss was really great and said, hey, if you need to leave, like, I respect that. Another one was like, yeah, you need to focus on work. I'm like, what the hell's going to happen to my kids? Like, that's what I'm worried about. Like, Tom and I, like, all of it's wrong.
Yeah.
But like Tom and I will figure it out. We weren't married before. Like, we'll figure that out. If that right goes away, we'll figure it out. But, like, what the hell's going to happen to my kids?
Yeah.
Because the next step is we're gay and we're unfit and they're going to take them away again. And now I'm like, oh my God, they're going to have to go through this process again. And now there are 3 kids who are all older. Like, you know what? My son Jack is 12. Like 12-year-olds in foster system are very rarely going to get adopted. And now what? And now there's 3 boys. they're not going to be able to stay together. Like all of that stuff was just flooding through my head. Like nothing else mattered.
Yeah.
And like, that's where I just felt like, no one asked about it.
Yeah.
No. And then I was told to focus on work. I'm like, really?
It's like
can I have a day?
Yeah. It's the expectation that you as a queer person are just gonna like, well, you know, it's not affecting anybody else, so you need to just do what's good for the team. Like, that's an insane thing. If a straight person was losing their child through a custody battle or was getting threatened because that child was adopted, you know, in some of those circumstances, we don't think the reaction would be different. The fact that we both know it would be different says a lot about how, like, there's so much that we have to still work on, you know?
Yep.
Like, I think it's great, you know, that I think that straight people are starting to identify, you know, like you said, you had a boss who was like, I understand that this is very, very hard, you know. It's great that, you know, we are getting a 50% success rate, you know, because
exactly.
Like, and like, you know, 10 years ago, I'm sure that like you wouldn't have been able to even talk about that at work.
Yep.
But I always want to reemphasize that it's like you have power as a straight person to just even show empathy to your queer coworkers, and that will change the office environment so much. Like without even, I can't overstate how like just having one ally in a workplace will instantly make you feel better. And this is true for like I think every minority as well. Like, you know, having that ally just makes you feel like you are no longer alone, and that you know that somebody will go to bat for you if you need them to.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think a lot of us. Oh, sorry.
No, it's a horrible feeling not trusting if somebody's going to actually go to bat for you.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah.
It's awful.
It's terrible.
And again, I don't want to paint my workplace like it's this horrible place to work, because it's not. I'd like to go back to what you were saying. I think the light bulbs going off in some people's heads that, it really might be more difficult for these people than I thought.
Yeah.
And sometimes just not being punished for feeling different.
Yeah.
Is probably, for personally, that's all I would need.
Yeah.
Well, let's not like, I would like more than that, but like,
but it's a good starting place.
Yeah, like to when I am vulnerable enough to express that I feel like maybe I'm being discriminated against, maybe don't punish me because, or then certainly don't make it about yourself.
Yeah. Don't put the feelings of the straight people who are offended above the person who is getting discriminated against.
Yeah. I was like, and then and again, I don't think anyone did it intentionally. I'm not necessarily angry about it. Maybe I should be angry about it. Maybe this is some of the the not feeling of worthy enough, you know, like, and I'm only bringing up my story because like I can share, and like this happens everywhere.
Yeah.
My story is not a unique story. Like this is everywhere, you know?
And there are layers to it. Like we as like, you know, pretty cis-presenting people, we probably get, I would say, a quarter of the discrimination that our trans brothers and sisters, like, I think, you know, I always am hesitant to talk about like any sort of like hierarchy of discrimination, because really where's the value in that, you know? No, but I think it's very important to identify that like we can even be allies in situations as well, because like we have a privilege of, you know, going to bat for our more like visibly trans and gender nonconforming co-workers, you know? Because it's like, if you as a queer person are not standing up for the other queer people, you can't really get angry when nobody's standing up for you.
1,000%.
Yeah. Like
1,000%.
I remember I worked at a dig when I was in college where I had a trans coworker, and it was a big thing where the site director wasn't going to let them use the porta-john. That like we had one porta-john that was close and then one that was all the way on the other side of the site. And my site director was like, no, she has to go all the way across to the other one just to make everybody else feel more comfortable. And I was like, you can't do that. That is like and like, yeah, it was insane. because he was like, oh, but we have to, so like she'll appreciate the privacy. I'm like, no, this is not about her privacy. This is about you treating her differently because she is trans. And
the walk of shame that she's going to have to do every time.
Yes. And could she say anything? No, because she didn't want to seem like the angry trans woman. So it was like,
oh my God.
Of course. And then he acted like it was insane for me to be defending her. And I was like, no, like this is discrimination. Even if there's no laws in place saying that you can't be doing that, that is still discrimination. And like eventually, like he stood firm about it. So I just started using that one too, because it was like, you have to start treating people the same. Like these things happen.
That's disgusting. I'm sorry.
It was awful. I felt like, and like already she was like the only trans person in this like huge dig. We were the only two women, like women. I'm not really a woman. I'm a lesbian. But like, but she was like one of two women. Like of course she wouldn't feel comfortable fighting that, Yep. So it's like sometimes you just have to be ready to seem like the squeaky wheel so that like your friend can get oiled. You know what I mean? Oh, that was a gross metaphor.
No,
I don't like how that one sounded.
We'll edit it out. I'll put like, a fabulous wheel. I'll insert fabulous. That's what I'll do.
Fabulous, yeah.
It's interesting though, too, that you bring that up. Like, I feel in the last few years that I have been on the internet and had the privilege of speaking with a lot of different kinds of people that I think without this podcast or the internet, I would not have been able necessarily to speak to. I've grown a lot with the hierarchy of discrimination because in all honesty, I don't think I understood that.
Yeah.
Even 3 years ago. Like I was just gay and it didn't matter if I was cisgendered or not. Like I was just gay and therefore I was like, I didn't have any privileges even as a 40-something-year-old white dude. Like I just didn't see that. And I only share this because like we can all grow all the time. And it does not, like you get on Twitter specifically, and there's so much punishment on Twitter for not being born with every waking experience and understand all that, which is just garbage and not healthy, not conducive. You're not helping anyone. You're not helping the cause that you think you're trying to help. Like we have to accept that people can grow and change. We have to accept that what I thought yesterday doesn't need to prove what I think today. Just because I thought this yesterday does not mean I was a bad person or I am a bad person now. Like you can be that, but sometimes without experience, you're just being ignorant. And that is a very different thing between willful ignorance and really a lack of exposure. Those are two very different things in my eyes. And like, I think one thing that like has become really important to me over these years are thanking the allies. And I understand, and I've had some queer people very angry with me that I thank the allies too much. Like, you know what, to me, we need them. We need them. And I'm not trying to take away from all of our queer heroes at all, but like we can't do this alone. Like we just can't. We just can't. I wish we could, and maybe this is really pessimistic, but we're not going to. Like, queer people
there's
aren't
only so many gay people, and we're usually late to things. But like straight people, always there early. And it's like
when they're khakis.
It's like, have you been here long? I'm like, oh, just 30 minutes. It's like, oh, sorry, Jake. Like,
sorry, Chad.
Sorry, Chad.
Where's your wife Karen at? Yeah.
But when I think about with that horrible homophobic studio that I can't remember the name of, and who cares, that Disney had contracted to work on that Star Wars video game. I remember
# Blackout Star Wars Eclipse. Everyone, Quantic Dream is a piece of garbage.
Thank you. Yes. But I remember I was so shocked and delighted by the amount of straight people who were like, we're not going to stand for this. Like that spoke volumes to how far that we have come, because I don't think 10 years ago, straight people wouldn't have cared. Not all straight people. Obviously.
No, but broad stroke. But yes, 100%. Yeah. Straight people would not have cared.
Yeah. So the fact that so many were willing to because Twitter is a cesspool, and I'm sure they got like a ton of shit for that. And I loved seeing all of them standing up for the like both for themselves and then also for like their queer friends. I thought that was amazing, and I was like, I got a little emotional reading all of that, you know. And I see about all like the cis and heterosexual support for like Amidala initiative, you know.
Oh my god, yep.
It's so wonderful to me. And yeah, we have leaps and bounds to go, but like it especially during Pride, it's nice to recognize that growth, you know? It feels good to recognize that growth.
Yep. With regards to Amidala initiative specifically too, like I am, and since we are a Star Wars podcast, like I know Lucasfilm has really didn't do enough for a long time. They didn't.
Yeah.
And I really want to celebrate the fact that something shifted, and something shifted recently. To me, in my mind, the story that I have in my head is KK put her extra large shoulder pads on and is put on some boxing gloves. Yeah. She's like 1986 power woman coming through. Like she watches Working Girl every day for her, like, she just has clips of Meg Ryan like posted on her mirror, and she's like, "Today I'm going to do this," right? Or Sigourney Weaver. No, Sigourney Weaver was not good in that movie.
She's
right?
fully like
Meg
Pat Benatar in the Love is a Battlefield music video.
Yes, yeah. And I'm like, she's ready to go boxing. That to me, that's the story I've written in my head because something happened at Lucasfilm.
Yeah,
and they are way more vocal. Speaking of Amidala Initiative, I'm not going to put any names, but I know certain Lucasfilm people, you know, that I follow on social media that have put their time in, put their money into the Amidala Initiative. You know, I think about our friend Ben, who, you know, tragically lost their husband. And Ben, I love you. You know this. But looking at what Lucasfilm did for them,
yeah,
like, and very publicly at the same time, but publicly not in a PR move. Like, it wasn't that. I just like, I feel that they are stepping. They're ready. They're ready. Yeah. And enough is enough. And and Lucasfilm gets a lot of trash thrown at them. Understandably so. Yeah, understandably so. But I also feel that we are in a shift. Yeah. I really do. And maybe that's just me being overly optimistic. I don't know. But like, I feel something is changing, you know, and I'm proud of that.
What I appreciate about this, like the way that Lucasfilm has been acting the last couple of years is like, it doesn't feel disingenuous. It doesn't feel like rainbow capitalism. It feels like the people who are behind it have genuinely made an effort to learn, support, and listen. And I think that's like as much as we could act. Like you said, you have to appreciate the fact like that they, as a very well-known brand name, publicly supported somebody, a queer person in this horrible, unthinkable time. Like that says something genuine.
100%. And it wasn't a person who had like 20,000 followers, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I know that it doesn't matter, but it would feel different if they did.
Yeah.
You know, like, and to circle back to like the workplace in a way, like, you know, Lucasfilm, to me, Disney, a lot of what Disney does is just to put a Band-Aid over people's mouths for the month of June.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't feel like Disney is real genuine about their things.
No.
But I do believe that Lucasfilm is. And again, maybe that's because I'm a Star Wars fanatic and I'm wanting to see that. But I really like when Pablo Hidalgo, who I know has said some things but like his pinned tweet is still like, I've worked for this company before no one asked us, and we became a part of something else. Disney say gay, Disney say trans. Like that is like a bold thing that I think deserves some sort of like recognition for trying.
Yeah. And
you know what I mean? Like,
and that doesn't mean that we can never criticize them again.
And
that doesn't mean
100%.
that like I have to be nice to the Disney Corporation because I will never be nice to the Disney Corporation. But like, I think when you look at the differences, Disney is somebody who will like be like, yes, we love our gay people. And then behind the scenes, they are contracting work through homophobic studios. They were telling showrunners that they can't include queer characters. They have discrimination lawsuits. They have given money to homophobic causes knowingly. Like, when you look behind the curtain, that's going on at Disney. When you look behind the curtain at Lucasfilm, you do see these individuals who are genuinely trying to be better and be supportive and be a part of the community in a more genuine way than, the
100%.
rat.
I mean, like, yeah, 100%. And like, to circle back to Blackout Star Wars Eclipse, like, I can't believe that did what it did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it trended worldwide, not once, but twice, and like a month apart from one another. That was like, that's not just gay people. Like you were saying, that was not just gay people that made that happen. It's incredible. Yeah. It's incredible. And Lucasfilm employees and authors were retweeting it.
Yes.
Like that is genuine. Yeah. Like, who knows what could have happened behind the curtain of, like, that doesn't look great on the company you work for, but they're willing to risk something. And let's be honest, they were risking something by doing something like that. Like,
yeah,
that's genuine support.
Yeah.
Right there. It's, I'm really happy.
Yeah.
To
we'll
see
give them we'll give them the flowers. They deserve it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, and it means more when they're called out. Like, it makes it feel less futile when you see a mistake and like, okay, maybe there's somebody on the other side who really is receptive.
Yeah.
Whereas there's other like companies that are just not going to be receptive.
Yeah.
I know her. I know there was a lot of support, and she ended up getting fired. I know it was under other things, but let's be honest, it started then. And then they were like looking for other reasons. Like, I know that's what happened. I know that's what happened.
Because that's how it always happens.
Exactly. Yeah. It sucks that it couldn't have been for that, as it should have been.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that was a turning point, to be totally honest. And I wonder if now that would have happened.
Yeah.
Because of that, now we still have Rosario Dawson, and I don't know what's going on with all that. And that's an uncomfortable, like, really difficult. There's so many layers.
To
that.
And it's like, God, it's like one of those things that just like you want to touch, but also you're like, I can't. Like, I don't even know if I'm the person who should be touching it, but I know it's wrong. Like, it's like a whole. It's a whole.
Yeah. 100%. Whereas it was easy. There was no layers there. She was a simpleton and boring, and there was like barely even a layer there. It was like, that layer was as see-through as we are.
Yeah.
That's how. Actually, I don't want to say that because I just compared us to her. So let's scratch that. Oh, suddenly your squeaky wheel sounded really brilliant just now. That's right. Scratch that. That's not what we're doing. We're nothing like her. And anyway, she's basic and boring and simple. Yeah. And we know there was nothing there. There was no substance.
No, she was
her character was as deep as her acting. Yeah. Yeah.
Girl, she was. There was some scenes in that show I was like, Jesus Christ, where's the fast forward?
Oh my no. Thank God she's gone. Thank God. Please just, I would like her to be actively killed off in the show.
Like, in a horrible way.
Yeah, give it to us. Like, she was actively killed.
I think, how that zombie movie where they fired that guy with all the sexual assault allegations and then hired Tig Notaro and just photoshopped her. I think they should just do that. They should just bring Tig Notaro in.
I love it.
Right?
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. You've got the volume. We can do this kind of stuff now. I'd imagine easier, right?
Tweeting Tig Notaro. She has me blocked for the amount of thirst tweets I make about her. Like, she has me blocked. I know she does.
Love it. I love it. Oh, that's hilarious. I don't want to think about who has me blocked either.
I thought that Mark Hamill did, but then he liked my tweet. I was like, God damn it, Mark. Don't
Very exciting.
Oh, God.
Why does a little simple heart from someone like Mark Hamill like make us so incredibly happy?
I did really feel like a little kid when I saw it. I was like, ooh. Hi,
I might die if I ever get a retweet.
Oh
I got one like button once from him too, and it was literally like, I think I still have it on my phone. I screen captured it, and I was like, oh my God, Luke Skywalker knows who I am.
Like,
he thinks about me now. Like, he's like, oh, remember that time that Pink Milk said something about Luke Skywalker? I think about that. He still thinks about it, right?
I'm manifesting next year. I think you guys are gonna get him on the podcast. I think on After Dark, I think you're gonna get Mark Hamill. I'm manifesting it.
Okay. So in other words, you're also I'm going to read this as you're manifesting my death, because I would probably just melt into Chase sent an emoji once. Don't know anything about emojis. I don't know how to use them. I am literally that dad who is misusing emojis all the time. But Chase sent one with like a little melting smiley face, and it's my new favorite thing ever. So I just put a melty smiley face on everything. I don't really know what it means exactly, but that's what I would turn into if Mark Hamill was ever just like. Whoop.
I think the only person who would be able to keep their composure is probably M, just because I can't imagine any circumstance in which M loses composure.
You know what? I think you're right. All Mark would do is just giggle. Chase would do Chase's like famous like, I can't do it, but I'm going to try to do it now, even though you can't see this one. And like throws himself off the screen. It's
when you're listening to this, know that Bryan just did a pitch perfect impression of you.
Oh. It cracks me up. It makes me so happy. Then okay, thank you for that. Thank you for the honor. I'm going to try to buy a fan. And I'm really going to try.
I feel like I'd hit myself in the face. Like I just have absolutely no coordination. I didn't play enough video games as a kid. I was really into Clue. Yeah.
That says so much about you.
Right? It really does.
Oh, well, thank you so much. This was so lovely. Oh, thank you. And also thank you for elevating the show with great work conversation. That was a really important conversation that
I'm happy that I loved being on. I'll harass you until you put me on again.
I'm here for it. Also, Bradley, I love you. Shout out to you, because as Bradley will say, she is your number one biggest fan.
Bradley, stop it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I do love you. Oh, every time I see Bradley in my replies and my mentions, I'm like, hi.
Also, Bradley's fantastic. Just so you know, like in real life, amazing. Love her dearly.
I'm so happy to hear that. All the Star Wars people, just wonderful in real life. So I'm glad for that.
Not all.
You're saying, let's not go that far.
Yeah, let's dial it back a little bit. A lot. We'll just stop at a lot. There's not a qualifier to a lot. A lot can be 5 people. A lot can be 5,000 people. So we're just gonna say a lot.
I'm a monster in real life.
My Palpatine thing, people seem to think I'm nice, but really I'm really not. I'm actually part of the TFM. Like for real. Like I have alt accounts. Yep. Yeah. I'm her number one fan in real life. Like I go see her at every trade show when she's in the dollar bin, basically paying people to accept her signature. I was the one at Target buying all those peg warmers.
Oh my God, it was you the whole time.
Somehow I returned. Don't know how.
I just double poke. Like, I'm just a monster.
Also, everyone, if you could not tell, that was sarcasm, please. I don't.
What? No.
I have learned I can't tweet things like that. Like a year ago, I would have tweeted that, thinking that people would. I'm like, ooh, nope. I learned real quick. I could say it on the show.
Because then you can give a verbal, be like, that was sarcasm.
Yeah. But I can't tweet it. So we'll never do those kinds of things again. Because I think once it was with her too. I tweeted something once and I was like, oh, that was a dumb move, Bryan. That was really, yep. You are that dad who doesn't understand social media. God.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unbelievable. It's because you were born in 1910.
It was the 70s. I was born in the 70s. It was another time. It was another time. One of my favorite albums, Janet Jackson's Velvet Rope, everyone please go listen to it, really does still have, like, I thought that album was going to be forever timeless, but it's got a lot of bing, 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 a lot of AOL sounds. I'm like, oh, girl, this did not. It's now a time capsule. It's a great time capsule, but it is not time.
I love
It is.
history.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, yeah, as an archaeologist, definitely. It's like the archaeology of pop records.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
fully.
uh-huh. Yeah. All right, my friend. Where can people find you and your beautiful artwork?
Well, you can find me on Twitter with pencil scratchings with no S, and then on Tumblr with an S, and everywhere else with an S. I'm on Patreon. I'm on YouTube, though I never post. I'm on Instagram, though I also never post. I'm really only on Twitter and Tumblr and Patreon. And then also, you can find me in the middle of the Ohio River singing Kate Bush. So, I'll be
Were
there.
you always a Kate Bush fan, or did Stranger Things help push you there?
So Chase is currently making me watch has convinced me to watch Stranger Things for the first time. Never. I've never seen it. I've just finished the first season. It was amazing, so I get why they wanted me to watch it. But I was really into Kate Bush in like 2012 when Noel Fielding danced around on 8 out of 10 Cats. So like I'm no better. You know what I mean?
A coworker of mine, as I was just, painting my workplace to be horrible, which is really not, but it's really not.
No, it's a lovely, I'm sure.
Yeah. We were thinking I'm a gigantic Tori Amos fan. Of course, I'm a 90s teen, so of course I love Tori Amos. Also, I'm gay, so also Tori Amos is the one that was like, I watched Star Wars to feel warm and fuzzy, and then I listened to Tori Amos to like cry out how I'm going to get better, because I will always stand by Tori Amos music is not sad. It's actually some of the most empowering music ever. Anyways, I need Cornflake Girl to become like a Stranger Things movement for running up that hill, because like Cornflake Girl is very great, and I need Tori to like come back in the same way that Kate Bush is coming back.
Yes, I agree. I think it's time. It's Tori's time.
It's her time to come. Like, aren't the 90s in? Like, wait, all of this, like, what's it called? It's not tie-dye anymore. It's like mineral water shirts or something.
Yeah, I'm not cool enough to know what that is.
I don't think it's mineral water shirts, but hopefully someone knows what I'm talking about. Something probably more environmentally friendly than tie-dye. I don't know.
Two losers try to figure out what the kids are into.
I did just learn that there be thank you, Chase and Emma, and Star Wars Celebration. There's apparently gel nail polish. Is the other acrylic or something?
You just learned about that?
I don't know. Yeah. And in the 90s, I used to paint my nails. But I don't know I still don't know what the difference is. I think gel, and I think like really thick globby thing. Maybe that's right. I don't know.
I mean, I barely have nails. Lesbian. So like I don't.
Also archaeologist. You can't really, right? You can't brush away bones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. One more time. Where can people find you? Because we just went on for like another 25 minutes. This should just be like bonus material after the thing if you want to listen, because this is now just welcome to our private conversation, everyone.
Yeah. So you can find me on Tumblr, Pencilscratchin, no G, with an S, Twitter, Pencilscratchin, no G, no S, and Patreon, Pencilscratchins with an S. And also every night when you close your eyes, I'm behind your little demon.
That's almost creepy if you weren't so absolutely adorable. It's like a gift. It's like, you're like, again, this is going to make me sound old. Look, we cannot end the show to save my life. When Snuffleupagus on Sesame Street used to be an imaginary friend. Right. Like he wasn't really there. I don't even know if Snuffleupagus is still around in Sesame Street. I don't know.
Yeah,
you don't know who Snuffleupagus is, do you?
I don't.
Oh my God.
Sounds familiar. I wasn't really like a Sesame Street kid.
The brown elephant, Big Bird's best friend.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know his government name.
He used to be an imaginary friend, but somewhere maybe imaginary friends were not good to have. I don't know. So then he became visible. But anyway, so you're like the acute version behind those closed eyes, not Pennywise with a creepy dance. Your dance is cute. It's like a cute little jig.
Yeah. I did Irish dance as a child. I tried to do that.
All right, everyone. Thank you very, very, very much. Pencilscratchin, a.k.a. Rebecca. Thank you. We appreciate you.
anytime, please.
And
We're back.
we're back. Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you.
I'm not sure why Tom and I are laughing. We just got the giggles right before we started. Maybe it was all the poppers talk that Rebecca and I had.
Poppers.
Mm-hmm. You haven't listened to this yet. There's lots of popper talk. Rebecca was on...
Poppers, obviously.
They may have been. 2 hits and anything fits.
Oh, God. Is that going to be in the interview?
No, but that was on their last appearance. And I think it may have gotten a reprise. I don't remember. But it was great. Anyways, everyone, thank you so much for listening. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Make sure to follow us on the show at Serving Pink Milk on pretty much everything. Twitter, the TikTok, Instagram. You can send us an email at servingpinkmilk@gmail.com. Tune into the live stream every Friday at 9:30 Eastern on YouTube, Pink Milk After Dark, with myself, Emma, Mark, Chase. Tom shows up in the steam room every once in a while to say hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Also, thank you very much for all of our straight allies for supporting us during Pride Month. Thank you for all of the queer elders to help get us here, where we are celebrating Pride Month with wedding rings on our fingers, 3 crying children in bed, and
2 dogs.
and a house in the suburbs.
Burbs. Thank you
Also,
for that.
Yeah, no, honestly, it's a privilege to be able to have all this. So
Absolutely.
thank you.
Absolutely.
Keep an eye out for things in July. Some stuff might be happening here at Pink Milk that's kind of exciting.
Pink milk.
Pink, pink, pink. Are you ready, Thomas?
I'm ready, Brian.
Let's drink up.
Drink up.